to our third superfood training of goodness and grace and all of it. Thank you all for coming and showing up, and being on camera is so exciting. I really feel that, like, if you think about what we're creating right now and in 9 months where we're going to be and all of it, and I'll wait until Kara is back, but there's some good news that she just told me. John. Good things. I'll wait till she comes back. But I wanted to see how everyone's doing and really just have a check-in about this last week and see what it feels like and how it went with, like, finding your favorite videos, if you've been sending them out to people, like how has connecting with customers in this last week gone, and how's it going with the last little bit of a week of the customer widen your reach. And I wish that I could say that I have 1,600 points on the thing, but I have 75. So anyway, people like making up stories, but actually Kara's back. So Kara, can you share the good news that you just told me? Because I don't think everyone knows.
iBook director. Signed up a new customer today. And Bethany, she wants to get colon hydrotherapy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Getting the word out. Congratulations.
And my colon hydrotherapist was really thrilled that I wanted to pass her name on so fast. Yeah. It's incredible. I'm super excited.
I love it. I am so happy for you. I knew she would do it. John, do you want to share anything?
I just want to say that, Kara, I knew that you would be able to accomplish this. One of the funny things about Fast Start is that these wonderful bonuses have a time limit. And when we get into it, sometimes we can feel like, oh, I've got 3 months to make all these bonuses. And then we can get into it and kind of go like, oh my gosh, there's a ticking time clock on this particular bonus. Now, of course, if you don't make that one, you can earn a bonus for reaching that rank later on. But because of the way that you plunged into this process and were willing to embrace the guidance that you were offered and to execute it as well as you have, I had no doubt that you would hit director this month. I just didn't know how it was going to come about necessarily, or if it would come about this week or the last 2 days or what. But I'm just so happy that it came together in a way that to me looks and feels very, very easeful. And that's just an incredibly beautiful thing. So congratulations on achieving that.
Thank you. I was asking for ease with all of it. And I took 2 doses of currants. One yesterday and one today.
I'll share with you that my last Fast Start month in August, August ended, I think, on a Tuesday. That Saturday and Sunday, both, my body was like 20 drops of currants, 23 drops of currants. I was like, whoa, okay. I guess I'm getting pushed over the edge here. And then when Diamond happened, I've been taking the Crizal, which is the Diamond alchemy, but no more than 5 drops for, it had been like 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden, the day that I hit Diamond, it popped up to 17 drops in one day. And I was like, whoa.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, it just, I don't share that to add a comparison of the number of drops that we're taking, because for each of us, it's so unique. For some people, 3 drops is a massive dose. So it just depends on your system and all the stuff. So I didn't want to introduce that in there for that reason, but mostly because around these creations, it's like sometimes it's going to be like, woo, we're going to have a little more of that to just help clear the way a little bit more easily for us. So pretty great.
I know yesterday the one that's for the heart asked me to carry it around in my bra for a good portion of the day. And then last night I took a dose of it, just a little bit of it on my finger, and that's all it wanted. And then I was like, oh wow, I could feel my heart opening, and I felt fuller and more love than I felt in a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful stuff, and an itty little bitty bit can do it. It's pretty incredible.
Yes, it is incredible.
Thank you both so much, because that's what this call is all about, is really tuning in to our bodies, being in alignment. I mean, that's the whole piece of being able to do this. Like, you know, the little flyer that I've created for it, it's like how to do this, like how to have really high sales, how to bring yourself into people's lives and be in resonance to all of it. So I love that you're sharing this truth and that all of us understand, and it's just a matter of time before we all get to just keep being in the practice with all the different remedies and alchemies and superfood mixes and everything. So, but I would love, I'd love to just like go around and have everybody share like how their week has been and where you're at. If you had time to start with any writing about yourself for your digital business card, just basically, this is more of like a brainstorming one is what I'm thinking, because we all keep showing up. And again, I appreciate your time so much in the middle of a Wednesday. And so, yes, please, whoever wants to go first, raise your hand or come off mute, whatever works for you all. Gina, do you want to share? I'm like, or I'll just call on you.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you all. I am doing really good. I'm feeling more and more inspired every day, and just doing my best to talk to more people and connect to more people in an authentic way. And so, yeah, life is really good. And I'm really trying to now create my bio and just create new information. So one thing I wanted to ask is I have a website currently, and I was planning on putting all of the superfood information onto the website. And so do you think it's still necessary to have like the business card? And I want to know like your reasoning why, or if I should just direct them to my website. But then I thought, if I direct them to my website, what if they get too lost in all of the things that I do? So I don't know. I would love some feedback on that, because I do have a website that I've designed, and it has all of my information about my birth work and doula work and postpartum care. But I could add a section about the superfoods, and I don't know. So what do you think?
I love that. And, you know, the biggest thing is me putting this out on the table of like doing this little card and everything. It's like, I don't want to stress anybody out or anything with the idea, but what I do feel that it can do is it's a bite size of your website, right? Like it's an introduction about you. It's like the perfect segue, at least in my world, to be like, hi, I'm Kimberly. I'm going to leave that voice message to someone and be like, and the next step would be is, you know, check out my little digital my digital business card so that you can feel what I'm all about. And then on that digital business card, you could even take a couple of like lines from your website if you like the stuff that you have written in there and just like put it there. But then you could put your website link at the bottom of the digital business card if people actually wanted to go into it that deep. Mm-hmm. So your digital business card is more like a snapshot of Gina what you have to offer, not just like, hi, I'm Gina, look at my website. It's like, make it the more you can like take people of a like 1, 2, 3 step by step, making it super simple. And you are the authority. Like, that's the biggest thing of all of this. You're an authority of what you're guiding people into, and you're sharing your truth, like a bite-sized snapshot of what you want to offer people. And again, it's all the plan, do, review, and review to see how the digital business card works. And then if they're like, I'm really interested, then you could be like, great, let me send you my website or whatever other video or something, so the business card is just, but I don't want you to like feel stressed about making it if it doesn't feel right
No.
too.
Oh, no, I don't feel stressed. I actually love to do this kind of stuff. Like, I love building my website. I love to write. And so this is a great way for me to express my creativity. So I'm excited about that. But I just wanted to see if it was necessary, but now you explained it well. So I think I'm definitely going to do it, because yeah, it's a great way to just get people in and not overwhelm them. Because I do have a lot on my website where it could almost be, can get lost in it. So I think this is great, really focusing on the superfoods, I think, for this business card specifically. So
Awesome.
thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to do it. So I've been writing and journaling, and I have some stuff down, and I just need to revise it and, go over it.
That's awesome. And I really think it's a good practice for us to say amazing things that we're capable of. There's not too many times where people get to hold space for themselves of like, I'm really this awesome. I do this, and this, and I can help with this. And if you're interested, then it's going to touch people. Like, if you really feel that way about yourself, it's like, you're so badass, like, come with me. I can take you to the promised land. Anyway, who's next?
Thank you.
I'd love to just chime in on that with what Kimberly was saying, Gina, in the bite size aspect, and also the business card can benefit because not every single person that you're going to talk to Superfoods with is going to be interested in having their own baby, whether they're a man or a woman. And if you were, for instance, to reach out to someone on Messenger and send them, a voice message and say, hey, check out my website, they're going to see this website with all this birth doula stuff, and they're going to like, what the hell is this? And one of the concepts that I just want to share is that a confused mind says no. That doesn't mean that what is being offered is wrong for the person. It simply means that the person doesn't necessarily understand how to engage with what's being offered. And so if there's any confusion in the funneling process, no matter how right the product is for that person, how great it would be for them, they will say no. Because when a person's mind gets confused, their protection response is to step back and push away. And particularly in a network marketing situation, that can be exacerbated as soon as they learn that Purium is network marketing because of all of the crap around MLMs and all that stuff. So my thought that I wanted to share was about, this would be in a very cold-ish situation with a strangery type of a person. A voice message of, for me, a voice message of 90 seconds or less is enough to get a person to click on my business card. But in that 90 seconds, I want to share with them the thing that's going to get them interested in the business card. The second they click on that business card, they need to experience what I interested them in. By you somehow saying, if you're making a message about superfoods, like, hey, everybody, I'm Gina. This is my superfoods business card, whatever. And I want to introduce to you the way that you can blah, blah, blah your life with Purium or organic superfoods or whatever it is that you want to say. And you give just a little bit of information, enough of enough for them to see why should they look into this deeper. Don't give it all to them. Say, why should I look into this deeper? Why should I connect with Gina? Because I've got the solution to glyphosate, because I went through and have guided all these women through postpartum depression and birthing these incredibly healthy babies that are natural and all these types of things that you're going to say, why should they be interested in you? Why are the superfoods so powerful? What's the benefit to them if they look into it? And then the link that you want at the bottom. Now you could, Gina, for instance, you could have multiple little business cards. You could have a doula one. You could have a superfoods one, etc. On your big website, you want to have a section, like you said, for superfoods. And I don't know how your website is built, but if you have like different pages that you can go in between, the link that you want at the bottom, you want it to go straight to that part of your website, not make them sift through everything. Take them where they want, and then let them find out about all the other amazing things that you do, all of the coaching and the guidance and the support that you can offer. And from that process, they might get interested in superfoods and go like, well, by the way, my wife and I are trying to conceive. Do you have anything to help me with that? You know, and you'll be like, yes. Do you want a water birth? You know, I don't know what you do, Gina, I'm sorry, but you know, it's like, to me, that's how that flow happens in terms of a person getting hooked with this itty bitty little process and then expanding out the deeper they go. And the key is just sharing with them, why do you want to click on my business card? And then in the business card is, why do you want to learn more about what I'm offering? And then on the website, it's like, here's the information you got to know. Let's set up a connect call so that you can really, so that we can get in touch and I can learn about how I can help you through this process. That's where you know, get that call to action on your website. It's like, if they find their way to your website and they go through it, great. But once they get to that website, you want to give them some really solid information that they're like, I think this might be for me. And then you've got to say, take the step of connecting with me. Here's my phone number, or here's the way to schedule a phone call with me. That's probably a better way to do it than say, here's my phone number, because they might, you know, they might look at your phone number and go, I don't know if I want to reach out. It's like, put your information here and I will reach out to you. Something like that. I don't know what type of website you have, but there's little capture things you can build in there that will send you information. You'll get an email that says, hey, Gina, so-and-so just input their contact information as requested a call. It's really easy for people to push buttons and input their own information. It's very hard for a person to pick up their phone, dial a strange number and go, hi, is this Gina? That's not what you want them to be experiencing. And when they get confused or nervous, they'll say no, so they won't pick up their phone. So
yes, thank you so much, John. That I have that in my website, and that was very valuable. So I really appreciate your guidance and your teaching. And yeah, I'm excited because now I feel like I have a better funnel system. Like this feels like it's very, like now I feel like I'm stepping into professional network marketing. Right now I kind of feel like an amateur, but now this is like the real deal. So I'm excited. Thank you so much, Kimberly and John. You guys are amazing.
This is what I was hoping for everyone. It's so neat. And thank you so much, John. And this type of, you know, container moving people through this process, it removes the, like, it removes the poverty grasping kind of thing too. It removes the thing where it's like, oh, but I need to help them sign up right now and like order whatever they say that they're going to order. It's like, well, that's because we didn't give them any direction. We didn't give them any knowing of who we are. It would be like someone going into Bethany's place of colonics and being like, well, I just you know, I just want like a 5-minute colonic, Bethany. And then you go like, okay, like whatever you want, client, because you're the client. And it's like, so no, own this guidance that we have and own the authority that we are and who we're going to have come into our lives as we stop our lives to guide other people into it. It's like she has a system, and the more that we have systems in place for people to really plug into, the safer it gets. The more guidance, the more professional we truly are, and it just makes it easy for people. So thank you so much, John. Bethany, how are you? Tell me more.
Honestly, this week has been really slow. Like things have been slowing down in my business here, and I've really been trying to tune into this this approach of not like it's really what I have to offer to the world and getting it out to people, and not feeling the pressure of what I'm supposed to be doing, because I've been feeling this low level anxiety, and I'm so packed with everything that's going on in my life, and I can barely finish a task right now. Like it's taken me a week to make a payment online for a credit card, and I'm like on the verge of tears because I feel so pulled in so many directions.
So good. So good. Thank you so much for sharing, and keep going. And thank goodness, look how supported you are that things are slow this week for a second, so that you can take a breath and look at what is the most important for you, you know?
Yeah, I feel like there's just not enough time, and everything that I'm wanting to get done, I haven't been able. I'm very much, and it's like swinging, you know, a little bit, but yesterday I felt like really magical and activated, and then today it just like came back into this other space. And I had a feng shui designer come into my space, and I'm trying to implement some of the strategies that she has, and I'm feeling blocked there. Like I can't even find a fountain that is right for the center. So I just like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm meeting with a magical person tomorrow to have a reading, and I'm really hoping to just tune into that and figure out that, because I know that there's so much, it's so much bigger than just this little microcosm of my life right now, and what is happening in the world, and what Purium is bringing to the world. And so I'm just yeah, feeling scattered and pulled, and I haven't had the time where I could sit down and feel activated to do the calls, and to look through my videos and see which one I want to put pin. And you know, and like I did write some information that I think I could use for my business card, and this is an area, and I'm, you know, maybe it has something to do with my human design, but this that I feel very like a lot of resistance about, like this idea of doing the digital business card and website stuff and making changes there. It's like Gina is saying, like I'm in the feminine and I'm all flowy, but I'm getting into the masculine part of things, like the business side of things, and really implementing is where I feel a lot of challenge. So That's why I reached out to John to say, okay, maybe I need a little more help with some alchemies, and I'm getting more consistent. I'm using my currents and the yeah, raising my awareness around needing to implement some more practice.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing and being vulnerable. This is an interesting call. I don't know if we'll put it out even to the recording. I'll probably like just have little pieces of it clipped and stuff, but just so gentle on yourself. Everything that you just talked about is the ultimate lifestyle transformation at its finest. It is holding the mirror of how much overwork and how much overdoing and how much we're putting like pressure on ourselves to do certain things. And again, all these things that I'm sharing for us to ease ourselves into, there's no timeline. There doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you didn't do it this week, but at the same time, at some point, it's good to do things. And, you know, like, and the neat thing is procrastination will leave your body at some point. It's done it. Like, I'm so amazed. And if you're in a big block of, you know, and if it's feeling like a digital business card is being in the masculine, then it's really just not a practice yet, because at some point it's going to be fun. You'll get to add a really beautiful picture. You'll write really beautiful things about yourself. You'll see that it's this like segue of ease at some point. But right now, that's not being easeful in your life because it's not the right time. So it doesn't matter. Like, there's no time frame. There's no like, you get an A+. I mean, we got an A+ for taking the quiz, which I'm so thankful for. But like, all of this is really just supposed to be like, you know, future ideas of how to make your life easier. So if you have ease in the way that you're sharing and you have time in the way that you're sharing and it's working, like, no big deal on any of this. This is just to really, more than anything, all of this that we're talking about too has a little bit more to do with online presentation, you know, and you have a lot of in-person stuff. So I think really some of the first little steps to just like not eat the elephant, but maybe the first sips of drinking my beet drink for everybody, the most like ridiculous beet drink, is just little sips and looking at your calendar, really getting a space in yourself where you're just like completely innocent, completely forgiven. Nothing is pressing, you know, and like really giving yourself a break, because it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if we hit a rank. It doesn't matter if we make a sale, whatever. It's all going to come in when it does. And luckily, that's why we're doing this call. That's why this call is happening right here, and we're not on some other call, because I want everyone to be in a flow and in a space of complete trust of what we're being in our lives. And then that's going to call in the fountain. And you don't need the fountain right this second. You know, it's like, just start noticing what this weird pressure is to get things done at a certain time. It's like, I get it. We're end of the month. I would love to be out of the red. Is that going to happen? Nope. Like, how about 12,000 points in the red? Okay, sure. Like, I'm like, it doesn't matter. We're going to do this forever until the planet can support, you know, like the most important thing to think about is that the planet is still functioning, you know, and just let it all go. But you couldn't do it better if you tried, Bethany. Oh, you couldn't. Like, you're taking care of your mom, you're taking care of all of it. Thank God there isn't a million people to sign up this week or to do the Colonics this week. Like, you get to have a break and see it as a blessing instead of some sort of like, oh, I don't have shit together, you know? And let's look at your calendar to see, like, you know, all is well, ease and grace for you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but I'm not, because I trust the whole process. So you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. So you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do the digital business card. It doesn't matter. The nice thing is to write something nice about yourself. Just keep writing down who you are and what you're here for and what you offer people. And then the rest will just flow into itself.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, it helps to just speak it and release it. And I know that I'm moving through it.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you for the unconditional love.
I mean, you all are so incredible what you're doing, and you have gone above and beyond with Purium, with everything, again, taking care of your mom, the family, the whole thing, like really big breath, and really like seeing your greatness and how and what you hold and what you are doing correct all the time, and what you are completing and what you are accomplishing, rather than what's not being accomplished, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah,
I received that,
thank you.
everybody.
Yeah.
I would also love to just share a little bit, Bethany, about this wild ride of the fast start. And your fast start got started so incredibly fast. You're 2 months ahead of schedule. I hit director in my first 10 days. I signed up on the 21st of May, and I hit director on the 31st of May. In June, I didn't get past director. And I was like, I don't know if this is for me. And then what happened to me? I hit executive the next month and diamond the next month. Things came together. I froze. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the freeze. Anyways, enjoy your superfoods. I remembered the reason that I was doing it in the first place was for my own well-being, not to achieve something, not to get money. I mean, the money's great, but you know, we can't change the world if we're not taking care of ourselves.
Thank you, John.
So true. And, you know, I get to give Sierra a huge shout out. She is with baby Ocean right now, and she moved out of a space, and we got to talk the other day, and it was phenomenal. And talk about transformation. She's uprooting her and her baby out of a situation that is not for her highest good. She's being braver than all the other people that just stay in situations because you're supposed to stay, and whatever the story is. And this woman is so badass. I'm just, oh my God, I love her so much. And she's doing it, and she's on the call right now with us, and she's moving and unpacking and all of it, you know? And so again, the fire, to come to these fires and to know how much we have each other. And I'm just so excited to see, like, when we uproot ourselves out of situations that are no longer for our highest good, no matter how uncomfortable it will be, no matter what someone's going to say about us and any of it, and you do it because it is for your highest good and for Ocean's highest good, just absolutely phenomenal. So I don't know if you want to share anything, Sierra.
I got my hands full. Yeah, I was like really understanding with Bethany where she was coming from, you know, like just like so much other things going on in life right now. It's just like you start to like kind of beat yourself up a little bit, like, oh, I wish I could do this. I want to do this. Oh, la, la. And then, you know, Kim, right when you were like, well, I'm glad you don't have anything to do. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm glad I don't have anything to do because I got a lot of other shit I got to do right now. And still, even with all the things I have to do, I've still just like people have still been coming to me to need things, and I'm still able to work my business. I'm just not putting so much pressure on myself and not projecting as well. So it's, you know, life's been crazy busy and there's been a lot on my shoulders for sure. And it's challenging, but I like these calls. I love these calls. I love to hear from everybody and the insight that we get and the community we have here. And, you know, again, like I would have, you know, been staying down if I didn't hear, you know, Kim tell me, no, it's good you don't have nothing to do, because that's just where we're at right now. And it's kind of what I need right now, because I'm a workaholic. So if I had people to be messaging and to be working with, that's what I would be doing. And they would be taking me back from what I need to do personally right now. But yeah, I love you guys. I love this call, and I'm going to get back to being busy.
That's so cool. And like, everybody take this in your pocket and realize, like, and later when you have a big team happening after a while, and there's like a time where like the water is still and you can go and take care of yourself, or you can do something. I mean, like last year I was able to swim every day in a certain way. But then I also am doing this practice of like, okay, how can I still live that life? Can I still hold high sales? Can I still show up for all of you? And you just keep proving to yourself what you're able to do, how you're able to organize yourself, and to really come into a flow of self-care as you're working your Purium business. And the neat thing is, when, for me, that I've proved it to myself that I can hold crazy sales still, I can go swimming, I can take care of all of you, but I also am not over caring, and I'm not over giving, and I'm signing people up at the pool. I'm talking to people, I'm getting numbers, people are on it. So just that release and that surrender and that release of pressure or anything, that's the best part about our team. There's nobody above me that's telling me to do something more. I'm not saying anything. Like, everybody's in agreement of like, let's do our best to get UBTs. Great. Some weeks we get it, some weeks I don't. And it's like, we know that we're doing this because of exactly what John has shared. It's like, this is for everyone's highest good, and we get to have our superfood shake filled first. I love that message that Kara shared the other day, that we actually share the drink that's on the saucer instead of our drink. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like, that's so cool. So anyway, just amazing, Sierra. And it's my favorite. You just have to trust when someone isn't there to take care of, then that means you take care of yourself, you know. Anyway, who's next?
I'll go next.
Yes, please.
I really learned a lot about myself when it came to serving from the saucer instead of the cup, as my cup was always empty, and I would give to the last drop and then some. So I would spend all the time worrying about how I could get the next thing for the next person. Meanwhile, I was in shambles and unable to take care of myself. So when I left my job last year in December, I vowed that 2022 was going to be my year, that I was going to step into my own value, and I was going to recognize who I am and what I'm here for. And I was going to do it. And it took until September for me to find you guys. But I'm glad I came along for the ride with Terry, as it ended up being a question on one of the walls that there was out for the human design. Is there anyone out there with the right angle cross of laws? And that was what joined me to Terry. So, because all I could feel is I was the only one out there with that cross, and it opened up a whole world of different people that are out there that are caring and supportive. And like on Monday when I got home from my colonic, the first person that I wanted to tell was Bethany. I really wanted to get on a phone call with her and tell her how it went, and I got on Messenger right away, and I told her how it went right away, as I was so excited. because she was the avenue of me stepping into my wellness and more healing for me. And I've been weepy as well, like going through some of the emotions, because I've also been working with a coach who's gotten me to write what he calls puke letters to get rid of all the stuff that's inside of me. Because when we moved from the Piscean age, which was the masculine energy that was wounded, it was all about do, and everybody would just shove the emotions down into their bodies and they wouldn't deal with it. And now that the divine feminine's here with the Aquarian, and she's like, no, you're not shoving that down there anymore. You need to look at this and you need to deal with it. And it's like right in your face. And it's all about being, it's all about supporting, it's all about loving, it's all about the slowdown. It's all about there's no more need for the rush. And there's no more need to give away everything that you've got in order to be a good person. Because when you're not giving and you're not filling your own cup, you have nothing to give to anybody. So I know I skipped yesterday's call with Leslie Zan. The week before, I ended up getting into my infrared sauna so I could listen to her while I was doing self-care for me. And this transformation is all about what can you do for you in a daily pattern that is sustainable, that will show you love first, so that the overflow will show the people that you are with the consistency of the love that you can be for them as well. As I was on a call earlier this morning with a potential customer, and there was so much resistance in her voice. And I said to her, I can be part of your wellness journey, and I can choose not to be, and you can choose not to have me part of your wellness journey. It's all up to you. And I said to her, I get it if it's a no right now. And if it turns into a yes, I have a suggestion for you. And she's like, what's that? And I said, well, Deborah, the girl that passed your name to me, has a bunch of product at her place. And if you go over for a visit, you can sample some of the product and you can see whether it feels good in your body for yourself. And then you can decide whether this is really for you, rather than putting the brakes on and saying, no. You can have the option. And actually, Deborah's almost ready to jump in and to be a brand partner. So I'm really excited. She said that she's ready to put her big girl panties on and join the team. So whenever, I'm going to wait until the 1st, and in between now and the 1st, I'd like to connect with John and Terry and set up so that we can have the letter read to her and with her, so that we can guide her in the right way. I mean, not that I did it the wrong way, but I'd really like to wait until the 1st and have her have the 10 days rather than trying to have the pressure to do all of her lives within 7 days, which was exciting for me because I was able to do it, but I know it would be a lot more pressure for her. So I really love the people that I'm working with you guys. I really love that this is work. This is really not work to me. This is so much fun. This is connecting. This is heart space. This is true support. And this is unconditional love playing out every day. And I'm so grateful. So grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so true. You're like the Purium spokes goddess. And that's it. Like I say it all the time. Purium is the kingpin. If we can create our self-care systems while selling Purium, while exposing Purium, it can come after a while. And if we're not so in a place of like, oh, I have to be working, it's like, actually Purium is our work. We are our own job. Our body is the job of Purium, taking care of ourselves and having a practice of self-care. That is our job. And then all the people around us that we get to keep attracting in. I mean, it's phenomenal what keeps happening. To have a man and I meet on this at the 2 different days, not even at the same time. And he's like, I watched an alcohol video right after talking to you, and I think I'm going to go sober. Then the next time I see him, I've been sober for 8 days. Great. We met in the parking lot. I unpacked the box and, and then he's just like, I'm doing pretty good. I'm still eating this. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's the biggest thing, like to prepare these people that are like so afraid. It's like, you really don't even have to do anything different. You don't have to stop doing anything if you don't want to put like pressure on Purium for changing your life, but like just add a shake or 2, add your stuff. So you're so amazing. And your story is the most perfect segue in every single situation. And your example of self-love and the example of, you and I are mirrors of like overgiving, overcaring. We could know exactly why that all happened, but it's like, now it's our time. And how about we show up for ourselves as much as we've been showing up for other people? It doesn't mean that I'm suddenly not going to be of service to people that are ready, but and then what happens too is it lets go of all the expectation, because you've created a container for someone to be planted in. You're living the example, and they get to choose from their own free will, not just because we're pouring superfoods all over the ground. And then they're like, well, why didn't you put your cup out? So
Very,
anyway,
very true.
really amazing. John, please.
I want to share a reflection that the dip, I've been feeling it, I've been experiencing it, the slowdown, the equinox was in late September. And when that happens, all of the energies of the earth are receding inwards. And so for the human beings that are sensitive to the movements of the planet, our own energy is going to be moving inwards, which is not what happens during the summertime, which most of us, maybe with the exception of Kara and Bethany, we got to start this business or continue in this business or join Kimberly's magical expansion of her team and everything throughout this past summer, when all of the energies of the earth were just flushing out. And so it's very easy to ride those energies in the direction that it's going. And when we put pressure on ourselves to move against the flow of those currents, it's going to generate an experience in our bodies that is not in harmony with what we are, which our bodies are earth. They have water in them, they have minerals in them, and we've got air in them, and we have this fire in there too. But essentially, we're all these animated lumps of clay. And we have to be in harmony with these energies. So when I share my share about this is that I haven't been reaching out as much as I should, or even as much as I want to. I haven't been making phone calls. I haven't been making as many messenger messages. I haven't been reaching out to people to say, hey, everybody, I've got the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it's going to change your life. I haven't been doing that. I haven't been making my live videos. And part of that is because I'm feeling this energy and I'm getting overwhelmed by the change, the transformation of the movement of it. Because my body is still in this process of saying, I want to move around like it's summertime. And it's not summer anymore. So how do we move in harmony with the oh, there, I'm back. I'll try to keep my hand motions to a minimum. So I want my business card finished because I want to be able to reach out onto Messenger. I keep connecting with these strangers who are interested in me. It's not me reaching out to them, it's them seeing one of my comments or somebody commenting and tagging me. They reach out to me with a friend request, and I want to make them a message that is like, you just connected with me for a reason. And that reason is the opening of transformation in your life. Here's what you can do. But I want to speak to my process of doing this business card, because why haven't I gotten it done yet? And thank you, Gina, for putting that out there, to have a specific goal by next Wednesday, by our next call. Mine is the same. I wish to have it done this week. But how are we going to go about that? And obviously, each of us are individuals and we're unique and we're different. This is the way I'm going to engage in it, and I hope that it offers a little insight into a way that you can engage with it that will not move in the opposite direction of the way the energies are moving through us. This dip, this downturn, this inward movement. I'm going to embrace my inner child and write my business card from the standpoint as if I was essentially a 7-year-old. I'm just going to let myself write it out. Hi, my name is John. I love superfoods. My favorite one is Can't Beat This, and I want to share it with you. Blah, blah, blah. And the reason that I'm going to do it that way is not because I'm ever necessarily going to share my 7-year-old, my inner 7-year-old's expression with another human being through this business card. I might, depends on what comes out. But I'm going to do that to take the pressure off. If you sat down with a 7-year-old kid and you said, hey kid, let's set up a lemonade stand. I want you to write a digital business card so we can share it on Facebook and have all the people come to our lemonade stand. What are they going to write? And let yourself write that. Not because that's what you're necessarily going to use, but because it starts the creative juices flowing. And you can do it in 10 minutes. You can grab a sheet of paper and just for 10 minutes, write down a 7-year-old, welcome to Purium. Welcome to me. This is what you need to know about Purium. It saved for me, I would write, finally, after I got diabetes when I was very young and in my life, and finally, after having such a long time with it, my body feels good when I wake up every day. And I feel pretty certain that if my mom had had this solution, she would have been able to live a much different life, living all of it in Iowa, free from this chemical glyphosate that really gave her such a hard time for her whole life. That's what I would put on there. And I'd say, so why don't you stop by and have some of my superfoods with me? What does a 7-year-old do? They're going to say, come to my lemonade stand and let's have lemonade together. So just figure out what your 7-year-old wants to say about Purium, about yourself, and just let it come out that way. Because once it's on the page, now you have the essence of who you are. Once you have the essence of who you are, you can dress it up in any kind of flowery words you want. You can make it sound as professional as you can. And it will communicate the thing that it is that you need to do. And if we try and do the do, it's summertime, I'm going to present the most professional thing to the world ever. We're going to lose connection with that innocence because the world is telling us go in and connect deeper, not expand out and put forward this incredible face of vibration or vibrancy like the summertime. It's time to go in and coming together.
We're so blessed. Thank you for all of that. It's true. It's like, just start it, you know, and then the neat thing is once everyone has something started, then everybody can share and we can take little bits and rearrange, and that's when it starts to get fun. And like I always say, John is this magic visual reader of the energy that is coming from what we're sharing. And you know, again, there's no timeline on making these as much as we want to however we want to see it. So, you know, and we can keep fine tuning them and they will be ever evolving, you know, they will be. And yes, it's just, there's so much ease with it. It's really just, it's a big deal, but there's no pressure behind it. You know, you're a big deal. The big deal is you. And the big deal is you delivering yourself as this precious being that has beautiful answers for so many people. And they just keep coming. There's a new boy a guy that asked to be my friend 3 days ago. I just happened to go to the friends on Facebook. You know, he looks like a person that would resonate. I sent him the voice clip that I do. And then he was like, great, I love superfoods. I was like, great, here's this and this. And he's like, I'll get back to you. I don't want to make you think that I wasn't like coming back. I'm a little busy right now. That's what happens over and over and over. You get yourself into alignment and you release any of the pressure and you release any of the things that we should be doing. And just know that everyone is going to find you. Everyone in alignment wishes for this, and they're here to be your partner. And it'll just keep happening, or it'll totally fall apart right in front of your face, and you'll do all this work and you'll take all this time and you'll train people and you'll trust people and you'll tell people things about yourself and like all this stuff, and then they won't even respond to you. And you know what? The people that do that, you say, thank goodness they're not even responding right now, because thank God, because rejection is protection and redirection to your own self-love practice. And then don't worry about any of the people that aren't showing up, because if they're not showing up, it is a blessing and you're being protected. That's right. The salmon, go with the flow. Yeah, it's just, it feels so good when someone just like ghosts me anymore. I'm like, really? After all that time, after all those calls, after all those Zooms, after all the things that I just put out on the table, and you're ghosting me? Thank God. Please go far, far away, and hopefully please don't come back, because that's a very obvious situation to me. So we just keep showing up with our cups full for ourselves, and we keep handing people the saucer. I like that. And then they can put their own cup on the saucer. We show them the recipe. So anyway, we're at the top of the hour. Hold on. Thanks for watching.
I welcome